What games are you playing?
Well, mostly in my mission to, make sure I finish one thing completely before moving on to other stuff. I have burned through Horizon Zero Dawn, the PlayStation 4 action adventure game.
Indeed.
And I enjoyed it.
Good.
Generally, I think. I guess for me, it kind of turned into like towards the end. It felt like it was the young adult novel version of The Witcher. To me, in that it was like you take The Witcher and you take Hunger Games and you kind of blend it together and add some dinosaurs. You get Horizon. Just like it's just the kind of story. It felt like it had a lot of elements that I think and I think it's a good telling of that story. Like I think if a person kind of growing up and the challenges they face are, not only are kind of like internal but also external and from like their society. I thought the story was pretty interesting. I think like the mythology kind of sets up is pretty fun, and I think like some of just the modern day politics stuff is pretty interesting too. So, there are a couple like nitpicky things that I didn't like. I guess especially compared to Zelda, like just coming off of Zelda, there are some things that Zelda does way better. Like I feel much more compelled to explore in Zelda. Josh, you might be able to comment on some Zelda exploration when we get to your turn, but I feel like Horizon doesn't. I mean, there's some cool stuff to find, but it's a map. It's an open world game with a map just littered with objectives and everything on it, and it's so. And sometimes the combat was like it was all right. I think. I guess I was a lot more engrossed in what this game did than how badly I bounced off The Witcher. So I was pretty happy with it. I think there was just a couple nitpicks that kept me from saying I love this game, but I enjoyed it, and I think it's worth a playthrough.
That's cool. I'll add it to my list of games. I'm a little open world burned out, so I'm just avoiding those games.
It would be
for a bit.
if you're open world burned out, then I would wait.
Hold back for a little bit.
I mean, I got my open world fix completed from Breath of the Wild. I really don't need any more right now. But eventually I'm going to get that itch again, and that looks like a good game. It looks phenomenal.
It's very pretty. It is. You just look at the game, like you just look at it sometimes, and you're just like, how is this possible? Like it's just like the power that they're able to pull out of like a PS4 is just nuts sometimes. And, like it's just mind blowing.
There was a pretty cool GIF going around a week ago too that like kind of showed an overhead view of how that world renders in and out, like from the player's vision cone as it kind of pans over the world, like what it will de-render and what it'll render in. And I thought that was pretty neat just to kind of get a visualization of how a world such as that is kind of drawn as the player experiences it.
Yeah, and it's definitely, I think one thing I definitely noticed is like it was always, like it always looked great, like in just like kind of pretty still scenery, like in towns it looked great. With a lot of action going on screen, with like the wind blowing or in the middle of a fight, like it looks great too. So, it is just just technically, it's just incredible. Like it's just a drop-dead gorgeous game to look at.
I think this also kind of speaks to the advantages of developing a title exclusively for one platform as opposed to just splitting the resources. You can optimize the fuck out of it and just concentrate on just making a solid game without having to worry about will this game work on like platform A, B, C, and D.
Yeah, definitely having like a... Because they're working. There are a couple tweaks. I'm playing on a standard PS4, and I've only heard good, even better things about some of this. Just a couple of tweaks they make for the Pro Edition. So I definitely, being a first-party title, it just lets them, gives them the time to really get the most out of that hardware. So I think it's, if you're looking for, if you're not too burned out on open world games, I think it's worth a check out. And so, Josh, what have you been playing lately?
Well, I have not played a ton. Actually been spending a little time doing some home networking, which has been super fun. I have an oddly shaped house, so Wi-Fi has always been an issue, and one of the things is I've always wanted to play I have a Steam Link, but I've never been able to use it in my living room because the Wi-Fi hasn't been good enough. So played a lot of Steam games throughout the week just to test out the new Wi-Fi system, and that's been pretty fun. So played a little Project Cars and some Doom, just some easy stuff to run up and run off of Steam. Both still great games. But then I did make some progress on Zelda Breath of the Wild this week. Made some good strides in that game, and man, I'm having some fun. I like that game.
Why don't you describe your experience to me and Mike, since we've both already completed the game?
So last we left off, pretty much I had just finished up the Kakariko Village area and the science lab, so getting the upgrades and whatnot and learning about the memories. So then it was kind of, basically you're left
You're
with,
on your own, kid.
You have 3 huge quests in your log with very little information about them. So it's kind of like, oh God, okay, so, but
I don't think it's a spoiler. No, go. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
But basically we kind of set out and started just trying to explore a little more, and then see if we couldn't kind of collide into some of the stuff that we would be doing, or kind of experience something, catch some side quests or something like that. And then funnily enough, we brought the Switch to a friend's house to let them experience the Switch, and watching them play through the beginning parts of that game, saw a couple places like, and we had like big moments where like, well, there's a memory, there's an XYZ thing we can go do. So we went back and used that information to go back and start making progress there. So done 2 of the memories now, and started into one of the Divine Beast quests. Well, not necessarily the quest, but going to find that race tied to one of the beasts.
Can I ask which group you are heading towards?
The
Out of
Zora.
curiosity. Oh, okay.
That's the one I did first.
Very nice. That's you get some. Yeah, that I really like that one. That's
Some
pretty
dope
cool.
I feel like the game kind of guides you towards that one first, because it's certainly it dropped way too many hints when I was playing the game. To just like, you should probably go here first. There are, I hope this isn't a spoiler, there are physical, actual NPCs telling you should probably go here first. Like, as you're around in that area.
See, I didn't talk to any of those people. I just kind of looked at what was nearby, and I also kind of like looked at what can I fast travel to that will let me glide over a lot of shit to, try and get to a tower or something.
Yeah.
And I said, this is probably my best bet for number 1, so I'm just going to go for it. So, been working through that with the missus, and rather enjoying that game.
What's your, have you done any crazy shrine hacks or anything like that?
No crazy shrine hacks yet. I did try and step up on one of the tests of strength that I was not ready for, and man, fucked my shit up.
Yeah, some of those are. I mean, once you learn the technique, it's not too
Yeah.
bad. But it's just like I could
think it was
spend
a
20
modest
minutes
test
doing
of
this.
strength, and I had like only 4 hearts, and like my highest weapon was 12, and I was like, I am not supposed to be here yet.
No, yeah.
No, they'll just dead you in one hit.
Like what?
Yeah.
Yeah. Once you get better gear, those are pretty straightforward. But
I also saw something today that I'm not going to say on this for anybody who's listening who is sensitive to spoilers. But I've got a question, because I saw something and I need to know about it. So
Okay.
can we? Well,
no, we'll talk later.
Just like, can we? Oh, okay.
We'll talk later. We'll talk offline.
Okay.
I'm kind of guessing at what he saw, and if he saw the same thing that I probably saw, yeah, there are some questions you probably have about that, and we
See,
can
now
give
I
you
just
the
feel bad
answers.
because now we're teasing the audience with this conversation they won't get to hear.
This we're here trying to Nintendo stop flagging our stuff, because we're here
All right.
trying to sell Switches and Zelda right now. So
How does it make you feel knowing that Nintendo to this day is still making money off of us, but we're not making money off of YouTube?
feels good. Feels. Oh no, wait.
Feels
The
good.
opposite of that. Feels bad.
What's the
feels
opposite?
great.
Oh yeah, bad. That's right.
Feels bad.
Okay.
Feels bad.
Okay.
But yeah, that's pretty much been it for me. So, Ray, hit us with your games.
So for those, I think I mentioned this like a year. This podcast has been going on for almost 2 years now. I think I mentioned this like every so often. I take what's called my month away. It's kind of, think of it like Lent, but not really, because whatever. I just take a month away from the things like video games because I love them so much, and I will just use this time to reinvigorate working out, learning a new language, whatever the heck. But that month time has come and passed as of yesterday. So I downloaded, and yesterday and today I have been playing Spectre Knight on Switch. And I don't know if you guys have played Shovel Knight, which is a great platforming game. Unlike the Lich King, no, not, is it Lich King? No, Lich Knight. Unlike the Lich Knight, Poison Knight, whatever Knight, that you got the free DLC for back last year or something like that, for Shovel Knight. This one, Spectre Knight, is a whole new game, whole new levels, whole new movement system, and it feels great. It's a rough little platformer, very reminiscent of like harder Mega Man games, but it's fun, but it's difficult but fair, and having a really good time with it. I'm about halfway through it now. Other than that, every so often I'll play my game for work, or I don't know, a random match for Hearthstone, and the new cards are cool. They're dinosaur based. I love me some dinosaurs. And finally, Josh is gonna laugh at this, I actually re-downloaded Pokemon Go.
Hey,
and
I played some Pokemon Go about 2-3 weeks ago when I was in California. I played quite a bit of it.
Yeah, if you go to a new place, that's a thing to do, I guess. But yeah, it's better. It's definitely a lot better than when it first came out. Yeah, that's it. That's for me. Basically, Spectre Knight. So, shall we get into these silly topics that we wanted to talk about today? So, first things first. Bill O'Reilly is fired from Fox News. I'm kidding. This means nothing to this podcast.
Actually, no, it means a lot, because you know what? He's starting a new podcast on Monday, so you know.
Okay, you're right.
That's one more podcast to potentially take away viewers, because you know somebody's out there looking for a video game podcast, and Bill O'Reilly sneakily uses a tag about video games, and he steals somebody from us because he's an asshole.
I can't. You know, if you're telling me that Bill O'Reilly was going to start doing Let's Plays of PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds,
I'm in.
I think I'd have to watch. You know, I mean,
I would watch
you
the
joke
hell
about
out
it,
of
but that's pretty compelling content. I'm not gonna lie.
It really is.
That's pretty great.
Especially because he would give all the 12-year-olds shouting in the plane a run for their money with his filthy mouth and some of the probably terrible, terrible things he comes up with in his mind. So yeah, no, you know what?
I would definitely watch that. Again, you know, I'm no Bill O'Reilly fan, but I'd be super down for that.
I'd watch
Make it
that
happen.
particular segment. Somebody get a hold of Bill
Now that
O'Reilly's
we've-
people. I think we just came up with something for him.
Does he even have
No,
people anymore?
I see. What I would assume is that this is a dumb joke, but now we've turned it into a bit here. So how I assume that Bill O'Reilly would just understand video games is like, well, I would only talk about the best video game. So I'm just going to go down Steam's top seller list from 1 to 20, and just go from there. So it'll just, I can't. And he'll get to number 3, Nier Automata. That'll be. I'd be okay. I kind of like this. I'd be curious about this.
See that you're giving him ideas.
Make it happen, Bill.
You're giving that free podcast advice.
And I'm just gonna repeat a joke that struck me earlier today. You know, well, if you're starting a podcast, you know, it means like, well, you know, with all my legal troubles, you know, I don't have a lot of time to run to the grocery store, but thanks to Blue Apron, I don't have to.
That is so solid.
You know,
that is just
I can't wait
perfect.
to hear him do that.
Do you think he'll go like full crap, what was his name that won those bicycle competition? Lance Armstrong. You think he'll go full Lance Armstrong and just go full tongue-in-cheek? Like, yeah, I fucking cheated. You caught me. Whatever. I'm going to make money off the fact that I cheated and just be tongue-in-cheek about it. I kind of respect that. You think Bill O'Reilly's like, yeah, so I committed lots of sexual harassment. What of it? What are you gonna do?
I can't wait for Bill O'Reilly to shout Reed, and I'm really excited for this seared chicken and creamy couscous, or how, whatever.
He wouldn't say
What is this
cuss.
shit? Do it live. I love couscous. I can't wait for that to happen.
If I
Searing bag? What is that? What does that mean? God, fuck it. I'll write it myself.
Because we've been talking about Bill O'Reilly for goddamn 8 minutes. Which is 8 minutes more than he deserves.
How did we fall
I
down
won't
this
buy it,
rabbit hole?
but I'll cook it myself.
Let's move on to a real topic of discussion.
Okay, a real topic. One I'm actually interested in. Not the cancellation of the mini NES, because that's just Nintendo being fucking dumb. But the, very strong rumors that a mini SNES would come out. Now that I would spend 60 bones on if you're going to give me 30 games for it.
That got me a little excited.
Yeah, I'm with that one.
I'm going to get a little crass here for a sec, but I got aroused. Just at the thought of it. Just thinking about having that little mini SNES in my house with a little control. Oh my god.
Now, if Nintendo pulls the same thing they did last time and ships exactly 300,000 units to all of fucking North America,
I'll pay $400 for it. I don't care. I don't give a fuck.
I'll be there.
Stop.
One Nintendo Square. I'll be there.
Stop it.
Or I will go across the pond and I'll knock on Mr. Miyamoto's house and just smack him. What the fuck are you doing?
He's not even like the guy. He would be what? He's like, this is why I'm retiring. This is exactly.
Way to go.
And that's how I brought down Nintendo.
That's how Josh single
Local idiot ruins Nintendo for everyone. More at 11.
Oh yeah, no.
I would.
Can I say my
ahead.
one wish list for this?
Yes.
I want them to make the cord for the controller USB rather than the Wii clicking connector.
Yeah, I think that's not an unreasonable ask. Just to be like, come on, just make it fucking universal and don't make it like 2 feet long. Fuck off with that.
Well, because I want to be able to buy this, then use that controller on my Switch because the Switch has USB ports. So if I could then use it on the Switch to play games too, that's pretty dope too.
Josh, this is too many good ideas for one Nintendo product. I'm gonna have to ask you to slow the fuck down.
If you had to choose
none of that is gonna happen.
Or a longer cable, what would it be?
Longer cable.
Yeah, longer cable. So that means I'm gonna get a 2-foot cable with a USB cord.
No.
This was gonna happen.
Okay, how about this? I don't know if you guys played this, but I get excited about Star Wars things, and I'm not going to talk about the Episode 8 trailer. There's no point to talking about it. The whole goddamn internet is talking about it. I want to talk about the new Star Wars Battlefront game that I saw a trailer for.
Yeah, there's a lot of news about that.
I did not see it. I did not watch the trailer. Can I just talk about how, real quick, how we're just kind of pretending the other Battlefront games didn't exist? Because now we're in Star Wars Battlefront 2, and it's like, okay, you know what? I understand when you do like the original thing and you reboot it and you rename it the original thing, but now you're on to Star Wars Battlefront 2, and it's like, okay, guys.
We all still remember that. We've always been at war with Oceania. There is no Battlefront 2 original.
An anime joke, nice.
Just try and tell me there was one before this one. For those not watching the video feed, I'm flipping off. Just throwing the birds up right now. Just try and tell me there's another one.
Did you guys play the first Battlefront that came out like 2 years ago?
I did not.
I played the demo, and I was like, it sounds really good. It sounds great. I loved the sound. It was a great sounding game. It was very pretty. Didn't enjoy it. But
Yeah,
I'm excited by the premise of like a single player campaign that looks pretty good. It sounds like they're kind of expanding some stuff on the multiplayer. Like, I think this on the surface, this sounds like a much like more complete package than I guess this generation's Battlefront. So I mean, I like that gameplay. So I'm feeling pretty positive because I liked some of just the basics of what was going on there, but it just needed more stuff, and it sounds like they're adding more stuff.
It also needed more to differentiate itself from just regular Battlefield. Like, personally, I want a little more than just Battlefield in space. I feel like
I think that sounds amazing.
and don't get me wrong, it is, but like I just don't feel like there was enough to say like this is a different or this is a variation of the game that isn't just like a skin on a game you've played a lot, but it does something different with it.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe that's just me.
My problem with the first Battlefront is I played it at some convention. I think it was a PlayStation Experience, and I played it at a friend's place. And it only had like 5 maps, and once you've experienced all those 5 maps, you're just reiterating upon the same sort of like combat action. And beyond like it being a multiplayer only game, I guess the question was like, is this a $60 game? Or for the people that bought it with the season pass, is this a $120 or $110 game? Is it really? And I don't know. No? Maybe have more content in your $60 product before asking for it. I get the Star Wars license is expensive, and the game is gorgeous. And the sound design, the thermal detonator grenade sound in that game is fucking amazing. That whom, bam! Well, that is just heart-stopping. I love it. But I want some Battlefront 2 if they're going to expand upon what Battlefront 1 was. Because I think Mike said it best. There's a good game in there. There's just not a lot.
They need to bring back more of the original Battlefront 2. God, I don't like that I have to say that.
Original Battlefront, OG Battlefront 2?
Battlefront 2 2005 or whatever. What year did that come out?
You're a Battlefront truther. I mean, truther.
Stop.
That said, I'm going to switch gears. So, for those of us that like Call of Duty... Hold on, wait, let me just do a quick check real quick. When was the last time either of you bought a Call of Duty game? Josh, go.
Well, first off, I was right. Battlefront 2 was in 2005, so boom, look at me, I'm smart. Last time I bought a Call of Duty game was Black Ops 1.
Okay, Mike, go.
I honestly don't know if I've ever actually bought a Call of Duty. So...
That's the most real-ass answer
Proceed.
I've ever heard. My last one also was Black Ops 1, because that was the point in this game series where I'm like, I think I'm done. This is like the 6th Call of Duty game I bought. I think I'm done. This is like so many times where you're like, yeah, snapshot, yeah, okay, whatever. Activision announced Call of Duty World War II 3 days ago as of this recording.
What a terrible, terrible name. Would just like a...
Is this worse than Battlefield 1?
Yes.
Oh my. Sure? I don't know. Like, Call of Duty World War II is pretty goddamn bad. Don't get me wrong. Because it's not like there haven't been World War II Call of Duty.
That just screams designed by committee.
Yeah. They're like, we need... Battlefield 1 is making money. Hand over fist, everybody. What are we going to call this? We'll just call it Call of Duty, but it's going to be in... Pause for effect. World War II. Someone got up, ripped off his shirt, and said, promote that man. And look at the box art. It is just a man gripping his dog tags, holding the butt of a M1 Garand. and it says Call of Duty World War II. I might put a picture of it on here. And it's
WWII.
just so fucking patronizing. That said, I'm interested to see what they're bringing to the table.
Well, you see.
The sad thing is, they had one of the.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Sorry. They had one of the best World War II names ever. Call of Duty World at War was a great fucking name.
That's a good name.
That was great.
Yeah.
I personally, I'm, you know how franchised these games are. I'm really looking forward to Call of Duty World War II 2.
Oh my god, he might be right.
I don't want to say I'm like Nostradamus here or anything, but it seems like a layup to me. You can have that one for free.
I really want to
Activision.
see how, because is this Sledgehammer's game?
Yes,
I think so. I can't wait to see like the player augmentations that they put in, like some knee sliding and wall running and whatnot. Really just
they're the greatest generation for a reason. You might be right.
Yeah, so
I think so this is like a natural reaction to like the negativity that Infinite War received, because there was a point where players were vocally saying online, this is just fucking Halo with kinetic weapons. We're just playing Halo and we can wall run. And they're not wrong at a point, because how far in the future does a Call of Duty series need to go before you're not even playing a Call of Duty as you once imagined it type of game? You're just playing some bullshit technology where you're making up just whatever hyper future tech. And that can be a series in and of itself, but maybe you strayed a little too far from the formula. Imagine this. Sega released a Sonic the Hedgehog game every single year. That's a bad example because they actually do that. I just realized that as I said it.
Guys, real quick, while you figure out your example, I just realized what they really should have called this game. They should have just called it Call of Duty.
Call of Duty 1. That was free, Activision.
Oh no.
I was not expecting that.
Oh
no. That's where they fucked up. That's where they fucked up bad. If you're gonna copy a formula which is clearly working, just go balls deep with it.
Well,
then what are they gonna do?
Then you can hear. Then you can get that follow up, Call of Duty 1 2.
Oh boy, they should have called this Call of Duty Battlefield. Just just
my strike, that's as balls deep as you're gonna get.
Oh my.
Call of Duty. Captain Price's dad is in this.
Wait. I know you're joking.
Ooh, lore cuts. Ooh, what will it sell? The general audience won't get it. I don't care. It's bold.
That's actually
too much mustache.
People love that mustache hat, cigar smoking, probably maybe racist dude.
Is he racist or is he just like nationalistic?
We don't know that. That's part of the fun.
That's fair.
It's never answered.
Okay, all right. Now all right.
And that's
I'm gonna stop.
See, Billy, that's when all video games ended, because they all just it'll be like Demolition Man. And it's like, well, would you want to go to Taco Bell? You go to Taco. Well, and there's like 20 different kinds of Taco Bell. They're all Taco Bell. Well, do you want to play Call of Duty? No. Well, they're all Call of Duty. There's like different kinds of Call of Duty, but
do you want
they're all Call of Duty.
I'll have a Coke. All right, what kind? God damn it.
This has nothing to do with games, but I wanted to just bring this up as a really quick aside. Fate of the Furious, the new Fast and the Furious movie.
Now that's a great name.
Some fucking how made more money in this opening weekend than fucking Star Wars Episode 7.
I think internationally.
Is that true?
Yes.
I don't know.
The important thing is it made a lot of money.
It does sound like, though, I have not watched, but it does sound like that movie's actually pretty good.
So, I brought this up because maybe I just have a very small group of friends, or maybe why is my dog barking?
Hi, Felix.
Dog.
Maybe my group of friends is very like eclectic in a way, but I don't know anyone that has seen this movie, and I can't not name a person that hasn't seen Episode 7. So I don't know how that. I guess I just don't know the people that are seeing this movie.
I will give one piece of what's the word I'm looking for? Basic
Advice?
No, not advice. I can't think of the word right now. It'll come to me like tonight, and I'll tweet it out. Be like, I remember the word on a podcast you guys haven't heard yet.
Okay.
It'll be a real fun tweet, guys. Just wait for it. But the Giant Bomb Crew have been doing a segment where they are doing a Mystery Science Theater 3000 esque thing with the Fast and the Furious movies, and they did all 7, and then they went and watched 8, and they did a spoiler cast about it, and their spoiler cast is longer than the movie itself.
I can imagine that, because I imagine the movie's only like 2 hours.
So they obviously had a lot to say about the movie. So anecdotal, there's the word, out of it.
I mean, the trailer shows them
eventually.
being chased by, I think, the authorities, and then a nuclear submarine pops out of the ice.
Yeah, that sounds
When I
pretty
saw the
wild.
trailer for that, I thought, this is the dumbest piece of shit. There's no art in this fucking bullshit. This is just summer popcorn movie,
Yeah.
the summer popcorn movie. And I guess that's fine, because clearly it's just making money hand over fist.
We've
And
reached
capitalism
peak
has spoken.
we've reached peak action movie. Like you can't
I guess.
you can't top that.
Yeah.
I got nothing more to say on that topic. So if you guys don't mind, I want to give Josh his tech minute. Go for it.
Actually, some
Felix agrees.
some things have been happening in the hardware space. Something really neat I thought just happened. That Galax has brought out a single slot 1070 NVIDIA chip. So this thing, anybody who's built a PC or whatnot and put in a discrete graphics card knows they're pretty big with all the cooling and stuff that they have and the fans and heat sinks and all that. So usually they take up 2 PCIe slots. But this one is really thin. They've put a really compact heatsink on it and a blower cooling fan on it, which is a kind of fan that they use. But it only takes 1 slot. So now, obviously, on a chip that size for 1070, you're going to have some thermal concerns and whatnot. But for people who, say, buy a old computer, something with like an old i5 2400 or something like that, an older computer that got used in like an office or something with a small tower case or a smaller form factor, it's going to give them an opportunity to still buy something like that, put a decent graphics card in it, and have a moderately inexpensive gaming PC. So it's a neat little thing. And AMD released the Radeon 5 series graphics cards. Now, this is not their new architecture. That is still in the works and coming out in, I think, a year or so to kind of go along with the Ryzen. But, so these are just their 4 series graphics cards, the 460, 470, and 480, with some slightly higher clock speeds and lower prices. That's the big thing about this this set of cards, is that they have higher performance than the 4 series chips, and they are less expensive. So it is part of AMD's overarching plan of really trying to undercut not only Intel but now NVIDIA, who have also spent the last few years hiking the prices of their graphics cards because they've just been able to. So early results seem to be pretty positive on them, because they're not saying like if you have a card from the last year or two that you need to go and get it, but this is a good time to upgrade to an AMD card, to get a good card, a good price, at a pretty good time. So it's an interesting time to be in the PC market. And I think I'd mentioned this last time, but the Ryzen 5s are out, and I hear lots of really good things about those chips, as far as their performance goes, and the obviously the big thing is the price. And some people are saying even some of the Ryzen 5s are competing with the current Kaby Lake i7 7700K, depending on things like thermals and the motherboard you have. But being several $100s less is a pretty big deal. So
I would be happy to get back into the AMD game because I used to have an AMD complete build PC, and that was 6 years ago. It was a piece of shit.
Well, there's never been a better time to build an AMD system because you can get a get a Ryzen, you can get a Ryzen chip, and you can get the new 5 series, or you can wait a year and get the I forget what the new line is going to be called that's coming out, but yeah. So it's a good time to be in the AMD wheelhouse.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, if they're actually able to go back to being a competitive product, I'm all for that. AMD used to be competitive with Nvidia, but for the past decade, it just hasn't at all.
Yeah, at the price the price versus the performance, it is really getting harder to recommend an Nvidia chip over an AMD chip right now, simply depending on there are certain games where drivers and stuff like that, that is tougher, but it's getting a lot harder to recommend an Nvidia chip over an AMD one because they perform very well and the prices are just so much better. I think it's really you're gonna see Nvidia's dropping their prices soon because they're just not going to be able to compete with that because it's not what it was 6 years ago where your AMD chips were so much less performing than their Nvidia counterparts or their Intel counterparts. They're matching them. So
well, I want to see how this shakes out in the next 2 years. See how many businesses, enterprises, how many new corporations start really getting into the AMD game, because you see a lot of Nvidia fully supported games, so I would love to see some fully AMD supported games.
Well, remember what I said when I talked big about Ryzen a couple podcasts ago, in that 2 reasons I think that's going to happen is, first off, the fact that Ryzen, some of the higher end chips are 8 core and 12 8 core and 12 threads, is that a lot of businesses want good and affordable multitasking. So AMD is a lot better suited for them, and you have both the Xbox and the PlayStation that use proprietary AMD 8 core chips. So you've got a group of developers who are building for this platform and now going to be able to expand that out to their PC ports, because more and more people are going to be using those chips.
Yeah.
Okay. It'll be fun to watch how this happens. I'm all for more competition in the space.
Browsing the internet and reading people discussing the AMD versus Intel stuff and watching all the benchmarks come in has been very interesting to see, people really taking an eye to the AMD and being like, it's not always better, but the ways that it's better are really good, or the ways that it's different work really well, and they can see the potential in it, and I'm very excited to watch it happen.
Yeah, that certainly sounds interesting. Because that could be. That's a big change. So
I'll keep you posted in Josh's hardware
keep
corner.
working that beat.
Yeah, I'll let you know.
Beautiful.
Keep watching that AMD stock.
Yep.
It has been doing nothing but going up, to be fair.
It's been doing all right.
It's been on the rise.
Has it been rising?
Stop.
Oh, God. Oh, wow. I didn't even know I was walking into that. That's a Dark Souls trap right there.
That shit up,
I stepped on the switch and I just fell through, and this says you
just
have
checked.
died.
You just opened the chest without hitting it first. You big dummy.
Yeah, this is Dark Souls 2. I didn't hit the chest. Oh,
Yeah, you
no.
fucked
It's
up.
just eating
Thank
me
you.
alive.
Ray, I want to thank you for that setup. I couldn't have asked for a better one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The lob.
you're welcome.
The jam. It's beautiful.
I'm gonna leave on one last thing. If you guys have not been watching the second season of Attack on Titan, it's good. It's
Ooh,
good.
we're talking anime. I haven't watched a lot of anime recently. I can't talk about anime. Damn it.
Okay, so I'll be extremely quick. Hold on, Mike. Give me a second, Mike. Give me a full second.
Oh yeah.
I watched
One.
all of the Big O. And that anime is great because it's freaking Batman in a mech, and there's nothing better than... Well, it's Bruce Wayne. It's Bruce Wayne with an android in a mech, and there's nothing better than Bruce Wayne with an android in a mech.
Okay.
It really doesn't...
Yeah, thanks for the clarification, because I was like, why did they make an anime about Oscar Robertson? I mean, I like Oscar. He was a great player. But I was like, oh, okay, I see. Okay, it's something different. Okay.
And this new season of Attack on Titan is following the manga closely, and it's just great. It's as dark as it needs to be. It's as good as it needs to be. That's it. That's all I got.
I have been rewatching Ghost in the Shell standalone complex because, with the movie coming out, and it's like, I haven't watched this in a while, so I'm going to do that. It's still really good. Still really good. I really just wanted to throw something anime in just to, piss Mike off even more.
Well, it's okay. Well, I think there hasn't been. It's kind of been not a huge week for news. But
Yeah, not. I think we could probably.
We can close off here.
I'm
think we
taking a
could
look.
probably
I've
end
been. I guess just one minor thing. I've been going back and checking out some of the new Titanfall 2 stuff.
Okay, all right.
As much as I enjoy that game, I'm bad at that game. I just don't get it. I mean, I get it. But there are also people who it's just like, how did you... Huh. Oh.
You see someone, twirling
oh.
end over end, shooting
Oh.
everyone in the head.
No.
Because you can, and then grappling
Oh,
onto
okay.
a Titan, pulling out its battery.
It's the game where if someone is like, wow, Mike, Brickfrog needs to uninstall, I'd be like, you know what, you're right. And then I would the second somebody tells me to uninstall in that game, I think I'm actually going to do it. I'm dead serious. I mean, it's fun, but it's just like, man, I suck at that game.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is just open and raw right here.
Oh, hey, that's how I deal. I'm going to be honest. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. But I think that pretty much wraps it up for me. So, well, hey, Josh, give us the rundown. Where can people find us?
Make sure you subscribe to us on YouTube. Get us at Facebook at Unscripted Gaming. Follow us on Twitter at unscript_gaming. You can get us on SoundCloud at SoundCloud.com/unscripted-gaming. You can listen to us at iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud, Stitcher, Pocket Cast, and make sure you check out Mike's affiliate side podcast, Creed Got Robbed.
Yes, I just put up. We were recording this on April 23rd. I just put up an episode today where David and I discussed some films that we've watched lately. One of them I had not seen before the podcast. I have since watched, and I'm just gonna say he's entirely right about everything. And before you watch the movie, I would say definitely watch the trailer. Actually, definitely 100%. Even you, Josh, despite your
even me,
your hesitance, just to make sure you fully understand what you are committing to. I enjoyed it. It was pretty great, but you just need to be prepared.
All right, I will do that.
Okay, all right.
So make sure you check out Creed Got Robbed. You can find that in the same feed with all of our stuff on our podcast feeds or on YouTube. So just get us there, and you will get both wonderful shows. But
mainline them.
Yeah,
Content.
get them in your
Listen
ears.
to it on a road trip.
Get them in your ears. Consume it.
Going on vacation.
Then hit us up on one of our social media platforms or in our comment section and chat with us because we love it. We like interacting with y'all, bringing you the hottest takes ever.
Or just bullshitting.
Yeah, that too. Tell us
Amen.
we suck, and we'll tell you how much you suck more. And we'll just kind of go in a circle until it devolves into a hate spiral, because that's what the internet does to you. So,
I want actually nothing to do with what you just said.
Nothing like a good hate spiral.
I'm actually gonna
I hate NATO.
What I'll
as you
do
were.
is I'll create an alternate account through a VPN, and then come to my own defense as this random other person, and then we'll have that hate spiral, and it'll be great. Love it. So
This is why we don't make money.
And see,
off of
then
YouTube.
after a
I just
couple
wanna
months of that, then we can leak that that's your account, and then everyone will outrage about that, and then oh boy,
and then
escalation. I like this plan. We should delete this part.
Our
We should delete this part. This plan is too good. We need to delete this. Cut this out.
Edit this out, Ray. Edit this out. We don't need
good.
anybody else knowing about this.
No one must know.
Editing this part out requires me to actually give a damn about editing this part, and I'm not. This is being left in.
All right. Well, I was supposed to end this podcast like 10 minutes ago. So, thanks for listening to Unscripted Gaming. I'm Josh.
I'm Mike.
I'm Ray.
Goodbye forever.